Everything changed after we lost Frizzle and Dolly. They weren't just pets, they were family, woven into our everyday lives. When they were gone, the house felt painfully quiet, and the emptiness they left behind was bigger than we ever expected. Then one day, Merkin came into our lives, and none of us could have imagined how much he would change everything. The first time I showed Jay a picture of Merkin, he looked at it, frowned, and laughed. "Seriously? That's the dog you're talking about?" I smiled and said, "Trust me, he's one of those dogs that grows on you." Merkin definitely wasn't the kind of dog people instantly called handsome. Jay joked that Merkin looked like a cat drawn by a medieval artist who had never actually seen a cat before. I laughed and said he looked more like some magical little creature that crawled out of a mushroom and was about to grant you 3 wishes. His eyes seemed to be operated by 2 completely different people, and his face didn't resemble any dog we'd ever met.
You make me happy.
Merkin's journey to us was just as unusual as his appearance. His previous owner had originally brought him to breed with another dog, but he had absolutely no interest. We couldn't help but laugh because it honestly seemed like Merkin had no desire to live the life someone else had planned for him. His owner simply wanted him to have a normal, happy life, and somehow that path led him straight to us. On the drive home, Jay and I kept throwing out names. "What about Darwin?" Jay suggested. It wasn't bad, but the more we looked at his goofy little face, the more Merkin just felt right. It was quirky, unforgettable, and somehow fit him perfectly. To be honest, Merkin looked like someone had built a dog using random animal parts. He had the eyes of a toad, the mouth of a bat, ears that looked like they belonged on a cat, and somehow the whole combination worked. Most people probably wouldn't call him beautiful, but to me, he was the most beautiful little creature in the world.
Did that mean old man hurt your feelings, boo-boo? Yeah, I'm sorry.
It didn't take long before Merkin showed us exactly who he was. The second we sat on the couch or laid down to relax, he'd launch himself onto us, rubbing his face against ours, gently nibbling, pawing, and begging us to play. It felt like his entire personality revolved around one simple goal: getting us to interact with him.
Your spirit animal's an open mouth.
He treated me, Jay, Mara, and even the other dogs exactly the same way. He loved wrestling, playful little nibbles, and roughhousing. Some people probably would have trained those habits out of him, but we never saw a reason to. He wasn't hurting anyone. He was just having the time of his life. Then there was one of Merkin's funniest little habits. We'd be playing, and out of nowhere he'd completely freeze. His eyes would drift off into space as if he'd disappeared into another universe for a few seconds. Then, just like that, he'd snap right back and continue playing as though nothing had happened.
No. No. No.
Jay had the best explanation for it. He'd laugh and say, "I think he just jumped into another timeline and came back." Every single time, we'd burst out laughing. Honestly, nobody ever knew what was going through Merkin's mind, and that mystery made him even more lovable. Merkin was incredibly independent. He did things when he wanted to, not because anyone asked him to. No treat or toy could convince him to perform his funny little quirks on command. Every day he invented a new sound, a new expression, or some completely random behavior we'd never seen before. Living with him felt like waking up to a brand new surprise every morning. Sometimes he'd be racing around the house at full speed, and seconds later he'd suddenly flop onto the floor and fall asleep like someone had pulled the batteries out. He was also a total mama's boy. At least until Jay walked into the room. The second he heard Jay's voice, I was instantly forgotten. I'd tease him, "So I'm food, water, and oxygen? And Dad's candy?" Judging by his face, that sounded about right. What amazes me most is how deeply we can love a tiny 4-pound animal. He's not even the same species, yet somehow he fills your heart in ways you never knew were possible. It's one of those things you can't really explain, you just feel it. I live with chronic illness and chronic pain, and there are days when simply getting out of bed feels impossible, but Merkin never lets me stay in those dark places for very long. If I've been lying down too long, he'll crawl over, wiggle around my head, or do something ridiculous just to pull me back into the moment. On the hardest nights, when I'm exhausted and emotionally drained, Merkin quietly curls up beside me as if he's saying, "I'm here." That simple little presence reminds me that I still have a reason to get up tomorrow. He has no idea he's helping heal someone, but he does it every single day. Being around Merkin has made me a better person. He never tries to be perfect. He never pretends to be anything other than exactly who he is. Every strange habit, every goofy expression, every weird little moment, that's simply Merkin, and that's why no one could ever replace him. I always compare him to a 4-year-old's drawing. It might be messy, crooked, and completely imperfect, but it's priceless because it's filled with heart. You hang it on the refrigerator and keep it there for years, not because it's perfect, but because it's irreplaceable. That's exactly who Merkin is. That's our Merkin, a dog unlike any other, who changed our lives simply by being himself. If this story made you smile, maybe it's worth remembering that the most beautiful souls don't always come in the prettiest packages. Sometimes all it takes is giving an overlooked animal one chance, and you might discover a kind of love that changes your life forever. If Merkin's story touched your heart, please remember that there are countless animals still waiting for someone to give them a second chance. If you believe every animal deserves love, kindness, and a place to call home, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share Merkin's story with someone who might need this reminder today.